Here's Justin Trudeau saying Canada is a place of free expression.
As you can also see, Canada is a place of free expression, where individuals and communities are free to express themselves openly and strongly. And we thank them for sharing their perspectives. Merci beaucoup. Merci d'être ici.
Oh, you soulless lizard man. That is the same Justin Trudeau who, as you know, was closing down truckers' bank accounts, calling half the country racist and transphobic because they were trying to get their stores and schools open and churches and other places of worship, et cetera, et cetera. But this guy, as far as I can tell, has no human soul. That he can go up there and constantly say the exact opposite of what his actions would prove, that he's for free speech and it's so wonderful that we have free speech here, when he crashes down on the people that try to exercise their free speech. So it should not surprise you that Justin Trudeau does want to regulate big tech because, you know, people are saying mean things.
How far are you willing to go with regulating social media companies, and what do you say to those who think that it's an attempt to stifle free speech?
I think we've seen that the impact that social media, particularly around hate speech, around intolerance, around incitement to violence, is a real problem in our communities. We need to always walk that careful balance between respecting rights to free expression and free speech and keeping our communities safe. And unfortunately, what happens in the virtual world sometimes spills over into the real world, and I think it's really important that social media companies understand their responsibility to shape and to ensure that our communities stay safe for everyone.
Prime Minister.
He's just such a vapid nothing. It's not really a social media's company's responsibility to do anything other than make a product that hopefully makes the founders some cash and employs a bunch of people and puts out a good, valuable thing in your pocket on this thing, right? That's what a tech company is supposed to do. Now, we'd like people to be a little bit nicer online, I suppose. As I always say, you can block or mute or just not look at your phone. But, you know, he conflates three things there. First off, he talks about hate speech. Now, first, from an American perspective, and of course, he's the Prime Minister of Canada, but from an American perspective, there is no such thing as hate speech. The Supreme Court has litigated on this, and if you are going to have free speech, then you can't have something called hate speech, right? Because one person's free speech is another person's hate speech. So we do not, from an American perspective, have hate speech. Now, of course, Canada does not have the protections around speech that we have in the United States. It's one of the things, really, that and I would say the Second Amendment, the First and Second Amendment, our ability to speak freely and our ability to own weapons are the things that are keeping us from going off that cliff that Canada seems to be going off of, this authoritarian cliff. So he talks about hate speech. Then he also talks about intolerance. People are going to be intolerant. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Justin Trudeau, I find you rather intolerant of half of Canada, and certainly anyone that believes in the things that I believe in. So if I had the power, should I ban you? Do you see that this is a two-way street and you could be screwing yourself once you go down that road?